Hello! You're listening to Those Crazy Weirdos. I'm Martine.
And I'm Cameron.
And welcome to episode 27.
27.
The big 27.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got a couple of factors today. 9, 3, 1, and 27.
I thought you were talking about like environmental factors.
No.
Speaking of which, we're doing this.
Oh, look at that transition. Wow.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was actually
you.
professional.
On top of a puzzle.
Yeah, there's a half. I mean, this is, I'm not going to lie, this is a less than ideal setup.
It's remarkable.
We should probably take a picture of it at some point.
Yes, you're right.
We've got all our equipment set up.
On top of a mostly unmade puzzle.
So that's about 20% done.
Yeah, but we didn't let that stop us, you know.
Nope.
We only have one table, so if we want to do puzzle, it has to be this table.
Yeah, for sure. And this is what we get. So this is what it is. It's cool.
So if ever you hear little ticks in the background, that's just puzzle pieces falling to the floor.
Yeah, they stick to my arms a lot.
He's like a fly tape. They're just falling off your arms in
Wait,
space.
did these two go together? Wait a
Cameron.
minute. No. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I'm live solving the puzzle on the podcast. That's so funny. I actually just found a piece. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you'll know if I find your facts boring because I'm just going to be doing
You're going to be doing the puzzle. Okay, fine. Wow. Well, speaking of facts, is there anything else we need to mention before we go on to the facts?
I don't think so. No.
Well, then let's do it. Roll the theme tune.
Cue the theme tune.
I think you need a new one.
You don't say.
Oh, I can't believe I just did that on the internet. Okay, cool.
On the internet?
Yeah. Where do you think this goes?
You sound like a grandpa. I do this on the internet.
What are you talking about? Anyway, all right, fine. All right,
I'm going to go first.
You do it.
I have a class facts that accidentally got out of hand when I was researching.
Okay. I'll stop. I accidentally got out of hand.
Yes. So I ended up with a lot of information.
Okay.
They're all about cryptids.
What?
Cryptids are an animal, such as the Sasquatch or the Loch Ness Monster, that have been claimed to exist but have never been proven to exist.
Oh, of course there's a term for that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
Cryptids.
Cryptid. I didn't know that until I looked it up.
What I would have expected is the name for that.
Yeah, and the people who study them are called cryptozoologists.
That sounds insane because crypto just sounds like computers.
Cryptocurrency.
Well, no, it sounds more like cryptography. But yeah.
Anyway, so let me tell you about some of the most popular ones that come up in...
Oh, let me guess. Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm.
Loch Ness Monster.
Mm-hmm.
Are those some of the more popular ones?
Yeah.
Oh, I nailed it.
I took essentially the Wikipedia entry of cryptids. It says such as, and then it lists a bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
I researched those to start and
That's
then
so funny.
veered off. So we're going to start with a couple. Sasquatch. It means wild man from a Halkomelem dialect.
Yeah, it's like indigenous, right?
Yes, the Coast Salish people used this term first, and they were living in the Pacific Northwest and on Vancouver Island.
Yeah, I knew it was from like the indigenous in BC. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Sasquatch is the cryptid that belongs to North America, and it's the same thing as Bigfoot.
No, I thought Bigfoot was like a...
Cameron, I researched this.
Okay, sorry. I thought Bigfoot was what the USians called Sasquatch.
I will tell you about Bigfoot in a minute.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
So the Sasquatch and Bigfoot are the same thing, same creature. And the Sasquatch / Bigfoot is spotted more often in like the warmer and mild climates. Bigfoot. The term only started to be used in 1958, and it had to do with newspapers.
Oh, okay.
So, this man, Gerald Crew, was a Californian man, and he became famous because he found giant footprints near his tractor, and he made casts of them. Near his bulldozer tractor, whatever, same thing. Anyway, yeah. So then the locals started referring to whatever was making those tracks as Bigfoot, and then the newspaper just put the words together for stylistic purposes and called the creature Bigfoot.
Sounds like a very USian way to do it.
Yeah. So now you know.
See, but I thought that the difference between the two, I knew it was the same creature, but I thought it was just the difference in who calls it what. I thought like in Canada it's more well known as Sasquatch.
That makes sense. And in the US, Bigfoot. It makes sense considering the origins we just discussed.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was anyway.
Yeah.
But I knew they were the same, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cool.
You can go now, and then I'll tell you some more.
I can go now. Okay, I'll see you later. I'll just leave.
I'll do the rest of the podcast myself.
Oh, man. Okay, are you ready for this?
I am.
This set of facts is once again a continuation of a set of facts that we got from our loyal listener, Jen. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mom.
These are some more nautical expressions adopted for land. Remember, we did this last time as well.
Yeah, it was a couple episodes ago. I did one of them and then didn't read any of the other ones, passed them off to Cameron.
Right. Right. Okay, yes. Well, I have a bunch of them, so get ready. To pipe down. That was used by the boatswain. It was the boatswain's whistle for everyone to be quiet at night. Now, you might be asking, what is a boatswain? Do you know what it is?
No clue.
Okay, I'm going to read you Britannica.com.
Yep.
Boatswain, ship's officer responsible for maintenance of the ship and its equipment.
Cool. Okay.
So, yeah. Piping hot. I don't know. A lot of these piping words or expressions come from nautical things.
So interesting, because boat you wouldn't associate with having a lot of pipe work in it.
No, not at all, right? But piping hot was the boatswain's call for meals. So once again, the boatswain. Yeah. So I guess they'd be piping hot means like the meal's ready because it's piping hot. Anyway, pipe down.
Wait, when they say pipe down, do they say pipe down, or is it like a whistle that goes pipe?
I think it was a whistle.
Okay. So they don't just whistle and say hot or whistle and say down?
I don't know. I have no idea. Was the boatswain's whistle for everyone to be quiet at night is what it says. And then piping hot, boatswain's call for meals.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, you go.
Okay. So we're going to now talk about the Yeti.
Ah.
Yes, this is where it all started. I always get confused about all these terms and who means what. You know?
Really?
Yes, because I don't remember things such as this the way you do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Yeti is different than Bigfoot / Sasquatch entirely. It's the Asian equivalent.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So its origins come from somewhere in the pre-Buddhist Eastern civilizations around the Himalayan mountains.
Yeah, modern day Tibet.
Yeah, and the word comes from Sherpa, either Yete, meaning small man-like animal, or Meti, meaning bear.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's an Arctic creature that looks more like a bear than an ape, according to the cryptozoologist people.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. The
Looks
indigenous,
more like a bear than an ape.
yeah. Well, I mean, if it lives in the mountains and stuff, it's cold.
That's kind of interesting because I always imagine the Yeti to look more like Sasquatch.
Yeah, I just think of them as the same thing, but
No, but I don't think of them as the same thing. Let's get that clear.
Like cousins.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, okay, let's go with distant cousins.
The indigenous people of the region would worship it, and they would call it the glacier being.
The glacier being? Okay.
Yeah. The Yeti is the oldest of all the terms we're going to discuss with respect to
Oh, cool.
this kind of being. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And the Yeti is the same thing as the abominable snowman.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Very annoying you know all these things just because you know things. I didn't know this. Like, I thought that all these 4 words, like, who knows which one
Really?
is what. Yeah, and if it's all just the same thing or, yeah.
Wait, really? You actually thought it was 40? Wow. That's cool. No, I didn't know that you didn't know them.
I don't think
you
many
never watched
people know
Scooby Doo, eh?
this. No.
I feel like Scooby Doo deals with a lot of this. Clears up a lot of this confusion. We should get you to watch some Scooby Doo episodes.
I've seen that movie already.
Yeah, Jacques Lafleur.
Yeah, okay, but I watched it when I was like 20 something, so you can't expect me to have it be sunk in like when I'm like 9 watching it.
Oh no, Scooby Doo would have cleared this up.
Anyways,
for sure.
The abominable snowman. Do you know where that word comes from?
Probably the U.S. I don't know.
No, actually. It's
Ah.
again from newspapers, though.
Oh, okay.
So this term started in 1921 with a man called Henry Newman. He was a newspaper writer guy.
Okay.
And he interviewed a bunch of people from a British Mount Everest recon expedition.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And they were talking about seeing large footprints, like in the mountain or whatever. And their guides were saying that it's from Metokangmi, because their guides were locals.
Right.
Kangmi means snowman, but Meto means man-bear. So man-bear snowman is what the guides were being
So like Yeti. It means Yeti snowman.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when Newman was writing this out for his newspaper article, he mistranslated meto to mean filthy, and then he thought that didn't sound great, so he replaced filthy with abominable, and that's how the term abominable snowman became a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Filthy snowman.
Basically the same Sasquatch to Bigfoot translation. Like, you know, there's an indigenous word for this. It's too complicated for white audiences. Let's use something a little bit easier.
More newspaper flashy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clickbait in the newspaper times.
It's very funny, actually. Yeah, exactly, right? It's like read bait. What do you call that? Flip bait? Flipping a newspaper. I don't know. Okay, ready. A scuttlebutt.
Oh, I've heard of that. That's what Ariel calls her friend in The Little Mermaid. Scuttlebutt. Come on, Scuttlebutt. Sorry.
I think that I don't remember this movie very clearly, but I'm assuming.
Have you ever watched The Little Mermaid?
Yeah, we watched it together. I thought with Ursula.
Yeah.
Trickster.
Was that the first time you saw
really
the
bratty.
movie?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Dude, we just discussed how you've never seen Scooby Doo. Okay, don't give me this.
Hey, I'm allowed to find it wild you didn't see any of the like classic Disney movies before being an adult.
No.
Look, man, we've got tit for tat going on.
You didn't watch SpongeBob. You didn't watch Scooby Doo.
Well, you didn't watch Anne of Green Gables or any of the other movies that I'm thinking about. You've never seen any of the Barbie movies or the Disney movies, princess ones. Anyways, we're at a draw.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Okay. A scuttlebutt was a water cask around which the seamen gossiped while waiting for their rations.
Oh, cool.
I think scuttlebutt is like the office scuttlebutt is like the gossip, right? Like the.
Maybe I'm misremembering about Ariel calling Flounder scuttlebutt.
Yeah, it's rumor or gossip.
I swear she says, "Come on, scuttlebutt."
Yeah, maybe it's just his name.
Yeah, no, his name is Flounder.
Maybe it's just his nickname.
Yeah, maybe. It's a weird thing to call someone scuttlebutt as a nickname when it means rumor. Rumor has it. Ooh,
rumor has it.
Okay.
I have 4 more.
4 more. I've got a few. These ones are all I can do one, and then you can do one, and then I can do one. Like these are.
Let's do that.
There are no more connected ones. Let's go with the chupacabra.
Oh, that's the Mexican word for. Oh, sorry, I won't read it.
You of course know. That's what
this is also Scooby Doo, dude. Scooby Doo deals with all of this. Okay.
Is it all in the same episode, or is it?
No.
It's all in different ones. I guess it makes for fun mysteries.
Dude, it's of course. Okay. I can't believe you never. Anyway, yes.
It's a Latin American legend.
Yes.
It attacks animals and sucks their bloods.
Yes.
It translates to goat sucker.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
So it's the Latin America's version of Sasquatch. Yeah. And it was first reported in 1995. That's way more recent.
That's way later than I would have thought.
Yeah, in Puerto Rico, when a bunch of livestock were attacked and all their carcasses were supposedly found untouched but drained of their blood.
Whoa, that's really strange.
Yeah. It's described as a creature that stood upright and looked like a reptilian kangaroo with large red eyes.
Okay, what? I'm sorry. What?
I know.
Okay, that I didn't expect. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, but also, crucially, in 1995, a Hollywood horror movie called Species came out. And so some people theorize that the people who have supposedly spotted the chupacabra were just influenced by that movie because it had a similar kind of monster in it.
Huh.
Yeah, which is interesting.
So, interesting that it's from Puerto Rico, because I thought it was Mexicano, but I guess not. Maybe I thought that because in the Scooby Doo episode they're in Mexico.
But interestingly, actually, there was another kind of chupacabra that was reported in the same regions, but one that just looked totally different. A smaller quadruped, looks like a hairless canine of sorts.
Whoa.
And then people actually did come forth with like real life specimens of these chupacabras, but then every single time they were identified as either a coyote or a dog or a hybrid of the two. And the fact that they were hairless was just because of hair loss from mange, which is an infestation of a kind of mite.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was just dogs killing their thing, or coyotes. Wow.
Yeah,
Coyotes.
for at least those
interesting.
kind. But then who knows about the reptilian kangaroo with red eyes? I mean, you should watch out for that.
Reptilian kangaroo with red eyes sounds fairly scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, man. Anyway.
I'm surprised it's from Puerto Rico. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh no, we did the scuttlebutt. A ship was 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh, I've heard that.
Do you know what it means?
It means like t'es dans le champ, like you're far away from the truth, like you're.
Yeah, t'es sous. You're drunk.
Oh, you're drunk. Oh, that's what it is.
So a ship was 3 sheets to the wind when the lines to the sails broke and the vessel pitched drunkenly out of control.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, the Jersey Devil.
Oh.
You heard of that one?
Yeah, I didn't. I thought this was a name of a sports team, though.
I think it might be.
Oh, okay.
Also, because I thought of a sports team as well. No Scooby Doo reference for this one?
No Scooby Doo reference for this one. No.
I'm disappointed then. It comes from New Jersey, surprisingly.
That's somewhat surprising. Yeah, fair enough.
The Pinelands in New Jersey, wherever that is. It started, a long time ago. But in 1938, it officially became the country's only state demon. And, get ready, this is also described as a kangaroo-like creature.
Oh my.
But this one has the face of a horse, the head of a dog, bat-like wings, horns, and a tail.
Sorry. The head of a dog, but face
Of a horse.
So it's like the head of a dog with a really long snout. Sorry.
Bat-like wings.
Bat-like wings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Horns and a tail.
So how could it have horns? What is this face of a dog? Sorry. If you have the head of a dog and the face of a horse and you have horns, do you even have the head of a dog anymore? Is that actually possible?
I think it's just a different thing entirely.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. One more time.
A kangaroo-like creature with the face of a horse, the head of a dog, bat-like wings, horns, and a tail.
But a kangaroo does have a tail already.
I know. This is literally verbatim the description from Britannica or somewhere like that.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I know.
I don't. Anyway. All right. So the U.S. has one mythical creature, which is
one state demon.
Which is
The
New
New
Jersey
Jersey
State. That's
which
so
is the
weird.
Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
And it's said to have been prowling the marshes of southern New Jersey for 250 years. and it occasionally comes out and like wrecks a town every once in a while. And that would include like destroying crops, killing a bunch of chickens in the coops, destructing of livestock, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Also, the reason we remember it as a sports team because we nailed it. Of course it is. It's the NHL. It's the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
Of course it is. I don't know why that didn't just. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. Glad to know that we're right. The origin story of this is actually quite sad.
Oh.
Well, the origin story, like the legend, I guess. Like,
okay, the lore, yeah.
Yeah, the lore is that a woman called Mrs. Leeds was upset because she was expecting another child.
Oh.
Her 13th child.
Oh my God.
And she was upset about that. So she cried out to the universe, "Let it be the devil." And then when she gave birth to her baby, it was a devil. And he screeched, spread its wings, and flew out of the window into the swamp. That's
Really?
the lore.
From what era? What period? The States is so young.
250 years it is said to have been prowling New Jersey, except it's only been a state demon since the 1938s. So the timing is vague at best.
Yeah. I like Sasquatch better. I'll just put that out there. All right. To turn a blind eye. So turning a blind eye.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
You're married to a psychopath. I'm not going to yawn in return. To turn a blind eye. So this one's interesting. I actually really like this one. It became a popular expression because there was a vice admiral, Nelson, and this guy deliberately placed his telescope against his blind eye to ignore his superior's signal to retreat.
Oh, interesting.
So he was like, "Oh,
I
don't see anything," and then so he turned a blind eye. That's kind of funny.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that one. It's good.
Crazy. That's a good one. Okay. Loch Ness.
All right.
We have to talk about her.
Of course. Nessie.
I didn't cover too much because she's so famous, but she's a big marine creature. Supposedly she's living in Loch Ness in Scotland.
Yep.
Dates back to the ancient times. There's actually stone carvings of a strange beast with flippers around.
Whoa.
Yeah, which I didn't actually realize was so long ago. And it first appeared in writing in a 7th century biography of Saint Columba.
Oh.
Yeah. And in that biography, it was said that in 565 Common Era, a monster bit a swimmer and was gearing up to attack someone else when this Columba dude ordered the monster to go back. And then it just listened and retreated.
Wow, this Columba dude. Was it this Columba dude that wrote this history or what?
I don't think so, because 565 is when this story was set. And then in the 7th century... I mean, maybe, actually. He could have been just older, yeah. It would be an autobiography, though, instead of just a biography.
Yeah, maybe a biography.
But yeah.
It sounds... yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know. I read that, and I found that highly amusing.
It sounds similar to the... Was it you who was telling me about the George Washington... Wasn't there something about George Washington was always revered as a kid? He was an honorable kid as well.
Oh, it was yesterday night when we were reading the the page a day calendar facts, myths about George Washington.
Yeah.
How he never tells a lie and he cut down his father's favorite cherry tree or something like that.
Yeah, the USians are like, "Oh, Washington was so nice. Oh my God,
it was
what
also
an amazing guy."
Also created by a newspaper. That myth was.
Yeah.
Which is funny. Anyways, but then her legend, Nessie's legend, became more common and like started growing again in 1933.
Ah, I see. They have we talked about Nessie on the Cheerful Earful.
Mm-hmm.
About how it was actually it's from BC, a couple from BC took their kids to sorry, not to Okanagan. to Loch Ness, and they took a picture. They were like, "Look, it might be." It wasn't as big as an Ogopogo. What did they say? It was smaller than an Ogopogo, but larger than a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
It's funny. Let's talk about Under the Weather. Yeah, so everyone knows what under the weather means. I feel like that's very widely used in
even I know what that means.
Anglosphere. So it was when ailing seamen were shielded below decks from the adverse elements below.
Oh, that makes a lot
Therefore,
of sense.
they were literally under the weather.
Wow. That's really cool.
So if you were under the weather, it meant you were sick because you're down below deck.
Not, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how it turned out to be under the weather, but in an alternate universe, people say you're below deck if you feel bad.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. I never even thought about that.
Let's start using
point,
that.
Eh?
I feel below deck today.
Damn. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Next one for me. Mokele Mbembe is a neodinosaurian cryptid from the Republic of Congo and Cameroon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It lives in swampy and marshy wetlands, lakes, and rivers, just essentially bodies of water. And it's described as a large amphibious animal with a bulky body, a long neck and tail, and a small head. It is depicted exactly like a dinosaur.
Interesting. Okay.
Cryptozoologists believe that it's a surviving dinosaur species related to a Brachiosaurus or a Diplodocus.
So they believe it's a real thing.
Cryptozoologists believe that these creatures are real without evidence, I think, or they study them, but without any evidence. It's all just based on hearsay.
I thought it was people who studied them, but knew that they weren't real. They just studied the mythology kind of thing.
Maybe. Well,
like academics.
It might be. Maybe. Let me not generalize cryptozoologists.
Okay, right. Sorry.
Because you can be interested in conspiracy theories without believing them.
Dude, there's tons of people that study how conspiracy theories spread, their origins.
Anyways,
but they're totally, normal people who don't believe the nonsense.
Some people believe that it's an actual dinosaur surviving species.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and this comes from centuries of word of mouth passed down through generations of the indigenous folks from Central Africa.
Yeah.
And its name loosely translates to one who stops the flow of rivers.
Oh, damn. That is scary.
Yeah. It's known for being really defensive and protective of its territory. So, if you were to be, riding your canoe or something nearby, you're doomed. It's just going to, attack.
Like a polar bear type deal, yeah.
Sort of. But strangely, it isn't known to eat its victims, and their bodies would just be found untouched. So they just assumed that it was dietary preferences on this dinosaur's parts. And so they were like, oh, he's probably a herbivore.
Wait, so when it says victims, then it would still kill you?
Yeah.
It just wouldn't eat.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that this, the drowning of people in different difficult areas of a swamp or something, would be attributed to the Mokele Mbembe.
Wow. I like the way you're pronouncing that. I don't know how it's spelled, but that sounds cool.
Mokele is the first word, and then Mbembe. That's fun to spell.
Bembe. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Cool. No, I like that one a lot. I think that one's my favorite one so far. Do you think it's an actual existing dinosaur species? Probably not. Right?
I love imagining it to be.
It'd be kind of cool.
It's kind of like the Santa Claus of, cryptids are everyday.
Well, let's hold on just a second. Santa Claus. It's a weird comparison to make. You're talking about a fat old white human who lives in the North Pole and delivers presents on a magical sleigh around the world.
Yeah.
Versus a quasi dinosaur-like creature that drowns humans. I'm just saying it's a weird comparison.
They're both legends that humans have kept alive.
Yeah, fair enough. But one is a human.
They're both legends. Anyways.
It's kind of cool, though. It's kind of cool. All right.
I just love that people end up dead, but not eaten. So their assumption isn't that it's
that it's just bad water conditions and this person is unsafe. No,
it's just oh no, they must eat meat.
Yeah, right? That's weird.
Sorry.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Limeys.
What does that mean?
So a limey is slang for a British sailor.
Oh, really?
Or British seaman, yeah. And the reason why is because when it was discovered that, so a lot of the sailors and seamen would go out on expeditions and they get very sick, as everyone knows.
Right.
And it was scurvy that was hurting them.
Because they didn't have any agrumes. What's the word in English?
Citrus.
Yes.
Yeah, citrus. So they had no citrus fruit, but it wasn't actually citrus. It was vitamin C, right?
Yes, yeah.
And the easiest way to get vitamin C is through citrus. And so the British, once they figured it out, started packing tons of limes onto the boats.
Just imagine having to eat straight limes. That would put us...
It's better than straight lemons, in my opinion. But
I think it depends on how ripe the fruit is in general. They both pack quite a tang.
Yeah, but so they started packing a ton of limes on the boats. And therefore, the USians started making fun of them and started calling them limeys because they had a bunch of limes all the time.
That's really funny.
Yeah, so limey, it means a British sailor, or even sometimes just an Englishman in general, just a Brit.
Interesting. It's funny how like Kiwis come from shoe polish and birds, and limeys come from sailors and citrus.
It's weird, right?
Weird how people get their nicknames. Okay, I kept my favorite to the last. We couldn't go talking about cryptids without talking about the Ogopogo. Evidently.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so I knew it was coming. That was right.
It's so much more wholesome, which I love. It's the sacred creature of Okanagan Lake.
Yeah.
And it dates back several hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Yeah.
Its name means spirit of the lake.
Yeah.
In I don't know the right word. Indigenous speak, like it's actually
yes, in one of the indigenous languages. Yeah.
It's called Nahatik. Nahatik. Very difficult for me to pronounce.
Did you look up like an audio recording of it, or
nope?
You just okay, right.
They had it pronounced. It's written fascinatingly with characters I did not know a keyboard could make.
Oh, cool.
And then they had Naha it as the way to pronounce it beside it.
Got it.
And the Ogopogo was feared and respected. But Selix / Okanagan people.
Selix.
Yeah, I think that's a really fun word / name. They didn't consider this being to be malevolent at all. They just kind of like treated it with a lot of respect.
Yeah, and they would spirit of the lake.
They would make offerings to it when they were passing nearby, and they thought that it lived in a subterranean cave.
Yeah.
And you can see depictions of the Ogopogo on stone carvings to look like an aquatic serpent, and they think that it feeds on kokanee salmon.
Oh, okay.
Specifically.
Interesting.
And the existence of this being served as a reminder to the indigenous people to protect the waters of Okanagan Lake.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
To like keep it safe for the Ogopogo.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then it became like the legend, I guess now kind of morphed when settlers from the mid to late 1800s would report sightings of a lake creature, and that's from like their reported sightings, the myth of the Ogopogo kind of materialized from misunderstandings of the interpretations from the Nahat creature.
God, they're misinterpreted.
So like
this beautiful spirit of the lake that we make offerings to and that we worship.
Yeah.
No, it's a monster. It eats people.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I just really like the wholesomeness of the indigenous people treat everything with such it makes so much sense.
Yeah. A lot of them do, yeah.
Yeah, like just taking care of their resources.
They had a great respect for the land and for Mother Nature.
Well, because that's the way they survived.
But yeah, that's the way we survive too, but we don't have respect for it. Hence why
so many people
we
aren't
have
surviving.
A climate crisis.
Yeah. Anyways, this is a happy podcast, so we will divert our attention. I wrote a few just titles of other cryptids. There's like a bazillion million different cryptids out there.
Of course.
So I wrote a few more down. The Capolobo is a humanoid anteater monster from Brazil.
I love that. Wow. Okay.
There's one from South Carolina, USA, called the Lizard Man of Scape Ore Swamp.
Oh God, the Lizard Man of Scape.
There's from the Gobi Desert, the Mongolian death worm.
Whoa, that sounds scary.
and the skunk ape from Florida. Yeah.
Oh, man. Very interesting.
Yeah, there's so many cryptids out there.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe there's probably a ton in, like, even subcultures of subcultures.
Yeah.
In just, like, this one tribe.
It's such a fascinating topic.
It is interesting, right? Humans always try to explain
things.
And if you have something that cannot be explained through science or logic,
then it has to be a humanoid anteater.
You just invent something.
Yeah.
Hence why we have, different cultures have gods or like all these different mythologies just pop up out of everywhere.
It's so cool.
To explain it. Yeah. It's very cool. It's very interesting. It seems like a very human thing, because I feel like if, like our dog just found something dead on the street, he's not going to be like, oh, it must have been some creature that came down from the heavens. He'd just be like, oh yeah, it's a dead squirrel. Dead. I'm going to eat it.
Yeah. I think maybe a lot of animals must not have any reasoning of why things happen.
Right? Yeah.
But then again, maybe they do, and we just have no idea.
I know. It feels like a very human thing in any case to try and explain the unexplainable.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we move on?
Yes. Quack, quack, quack.
Quack, quack, quack. Now it's time for the quack question.
Why would you put a soundtrack of Doug's quacking? And then just quack over it.
I thought I would add to it. And then you had to go start laughing at it.
Oh, sorry, that really cracked me up.
I thought I would add to it, add some more quiet. Oh, okay, anyway. The quack question.
Yeah.
And it is Martine's turn today. So, what do you have for me?
Okay. I will ask you. If your whole life up until now was a music album, what would it be called? And what are some examples of songs that would be on it?
Oh.
It's a very in-depth question.
Oh, boy.
I have a whole set of answers for you if you want me to go first, so you have time to think about it.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. I decided my album would be called Color Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope or kaleidoscope?
Kaleidoscope, because I'm alive. It's like my life. Thank you. Needed to have a little pun in there anyway. Okay, here are some titles of songs that would be on it. First one, Headbang. That's when I cut my head open.
Oh.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, that's when, for anyone who doesn't know, I fell on the corner of a night table and cut my head open when I was like 5.
She has a Harry Potter style scar in the front of her
forehead.
On her forehead. Yeah. It's not super prominent, but it's there.
But it's definitely there. I felt like Harry Potter growing up. Next
one.
You
did it though.
No, I was just fooling around, didn't want to go to sleep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
classic childhood
kid.
things.
Yeah. Next one, Garage Sale of Smiles.
Oh.
This is to represent my first gymnastics competition.
Oh, cool.
Because I always had to, you had to sell yourself and be like smiling to the judges and all that. So.
Good old artistic gymnastics.
Car Key Cool Kid. When I was able to drive by myself and I could drive to the gym, and I'm like holding the car keys because I drove. Felt really cool. Like, yo, Car Key Cool Kid. That's right. Sounds great. You should say it.
Car Key Cool Kid?
Yeah. Okay. The alliteration. Anyways.
All right.
Honk by the Double Rainbows. That is when I first visited the campus of university, and a goose honked at me.
Oh, yeah.
And then there were double rainbows. Anyways, great influencer in me deciding to go to Waterloo.
It was literally a goose.
A goose.
Just so for people who haven't heard the story, you should explain a little bit more.
I was on the fence about where to go to university, and we came to visit this campus. We were walking around, and there were just geese because they ruled the campus.
Oh, yeah. Anybody from Waterloo knows this, but Waterloo, the whole region is owned by the geese.
Yeah,
if we're honest.
They're the bosses.
Yeah,
and
you don't mess with them.
You can get so close to them because they just don't care. Anyways, and then one of them turned his head and then honked at me. And then later on in the day, there was double rainbows in the sky. It felt very, what's the word? Prophetic?
Okay, yeah.
Anyways, momentous occasion of my life. Anyways, contributed to me deciding to go to Waterloo because
Excellent.
It was such a cool,
You wanted to get honked at some more.
Yeah.
See them attack you during nesting season.
I mean, to be fair, it never did lose its...
Oh, no, I think you are probably the Canadian that likes geese the most.
Especially in Waterloo.
Definitely.
They're hilarious.
Without a question.
You're next because I converted you.
You've converted me. I do find them more cute than I used to. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Next one.
Yeah.
Engagement Avenue. Because we got engaged on a long walk down memory lane.
Ah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
That's a good
Building
walk.
buddies.
Building buddies.
Yeah, that's when we bought our first house. That day we kept being like, we bought a building. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember. It's like this building is ours.
Yeah.
It does sound a bit more momentous when you say build.
So then we became building buddies that day. Next one. You'll like this one. Wedding. Get it?
Yeah.
On our wedding day. On our wedding day, we got married.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it. I get it. This is really good.
Very, yeah. The depth is unparalleled. Anyways, when we got out of getting married, we were downtown Kitchener.
Yeah.
And then there was the tram going by, and then they saw us walking by, and they dinged, and then wrote congratulations and said it over the speakerphone.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a highlight of that day.
Dude, that guy was awesome. He saw us walking out and instantly ding, 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 ding. Congratulations over the loud phone. I was like, this is probably supposed to be used for emergencies and stuff, but I love that he used it just to congratulate us.
Yeah. So that was fun. And then obviously the last one, zigzag poop bag. The day we got our puppy.
Dude, you put a lot of effort into this.
Yeah, this is when I was trapped on the couch because the puppy was sitting in front of me and I couldn't get up. So I decided to think of these.
He decided to sleep on you, and so you had to fight. Okay, wow, dude.
Yeah.
There's no way I can come up with anything nearly that good that fast.
Sorry about that.
No chance. That's a really good question, though.
Thanks. Did you like my album? Do you think you would listen to it?
I would absolutely listen to that album. It's great.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think. Okay, I've been trying to think this whole time.
Yes, fair point. I have been distracting you with my Color Kaleidoscope album. I know.
I was thinking one of them could be called Night at the Casino. Should be the night we first held hands.
Oh, that's fun. That was at
We went to like a Monte Carlo thing on campus during O week. I know it sounds a little lame, but like
I like that. Night at the Casino. I love that.
It's like a riff off of Queen's Night at the Opera. It's hard. It's hard to come up with them so fast.
Yeah.
And you already covered so many of the a lot of it's overlapping.
Yep.
Oh, like a ton of it is overlapping.
We would release like a joint album in the shape of a Y where our lives converge.
Yeah. Ooh, I could have one swimming in the sunshine or something.
Ooh, that's nice.
And that could be the first and only time I've ever been sunburnt.
In Arizona?
In Arizona. Yeah.
Swimming.
Yeah. 2 practices a day in an outdoor pool in the beating hot Arizona sun.
Sounds like
for 2 weeks,
awful.
followed by a 3-day meet. Once again, outdoor sun.
Insane.
Yeah.
I would hate that.
We'd probably have to have, I think, another one that we could include in there is a song about the first time we traveled together. 'Cause that was really fun.
Ooh, that's fun.
Or the first time we went to, like, you know, on a travel by ourselves together sort of thing.
Yeah.
Could also be fun. I don't know what we'd call it, though. The across the sea. The transatlantic voyage or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to come up with them so fast.
No, it's true.
No, I really love yours. Sorry, I feel like I'm giving such a horrible answer. I swear I'm trying.
It's because I'm putting you on the spot. Hence why I went first, because I didn't. I recognize that there's no way you can.
Yeah.
I spent like 20 minutes thinking.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I can't do it so fast. Anyway, I gave a few. I think I'll stop there, because otherwise I'm just going to keep rambling. But those are good, dude. I love those. It's a really good question. I like it.
Thank you. And now it's time for the cheerful earful. I have 3 voodles.
Voodles.
Voice doodles.
I love it.
Also made.
I love that we're actually using the term voodoo. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Also made during the time when the puppy was sitting on me and I was trapped on the couch.
Okay.
I've got 3 options.
I love how much extra time we get in the day because he forces us to stay there.
They're all mediocre at best. Don't get your hopes up.
Martine, you say this every time, and
Okay.
every time they're the best thing I've ever heard. So.
Okay, pick 1, 2, or 3.
2.
2. Okay. I don't even remember which one this would be.
The cheerful earful, it's the really best. The cheerful earful puts me to the test. Find something interesting, fun, and so happy that it makes you want to dance and not feel crappy. That is right, I'm just rhyming this song right from the top of my head. It feels so long, but it's not bad.
And then
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but I had to rhyme with heads. So bad. And then I just kind of dwindled out.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That one was a little mediocre. It was really good though. Really good. I like it. Oh, I love you. All right. Are you ready for this though?
Oh yeah.
Are you ready to be cheered?
Yes.
Okay. So this one I've had for a long while, and it's just been sitting there. So I'm finally just gonna
One of
clear it out
those.
the backlog.
Yep.
It's not super recent, but June 29th, 2024.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, that's all relative. That's like 2 months ago.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So, comes from England, this story,
Okay.
and it's about a farmer.
Okay.
So, once upon a time, sorry, there's this farmer named James Steele, and he lost his treasured timepiece. So he had a Rolex watch.
Oh,
he used to wear frequently, and he spent a lot of money on it. It was his thing, you know. He really wanted a nice watch, and he was a farmer, so he couldn't afford much. So he got this watch. It was like the one nice thing that he owned.
Right.
He really liked it, but he was a farmer, of course. So at some point, the strap broke while he was tending to his cattle. And when he realized it was gone, he searched his field, the dairy farm, for like a long while, and he just could not find it.
No.
So, that was it. He just thought it was gone forever. But then, very recently, half a century later,
What?
which is because I said the 1970s, right?
Right.
We're 2024 now. So
I forgot
half
that
a
it's
century, literally
okay.
50 years later. There was a metal detective, sorry, is what they're called, which is funny. The metal detector, I guess, is the actual device. But yeah, metal detective Liam King, who asked if he could do some detecting on this guy's farm.
Yeah.
Just because I guess it's
a hobby.
It's a hobby. And he found it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so surprising.
Yeah, he found it. So he found the thing, and their assumption is that it was in a cow pat. At some point, the strap broke.
Yeah.
It fell into the grass. A cow just munched it up, with the grass, and then
Wow.
yeah. But so the farmer had already saved up and bought another Rolex.
Yep.
By then.
Yep. I mean, 50 years later.
Yeah. So actually, he bought the watch on his 21st birthday in 1950 for £100, which in today's dollars, 4,500 pounds.
Holy.
Yeah. And then, yeah, he had bought another one. He was very gutted when he lost it, so he saved up again to buy another one. So he has another one, and then he was comparing it to the old one that they found and they cleaned up. But yeah, isn't that funny?
That's crazy.
So there you go.
Was he happy to have found it?
Yeah. It's like 90 years old now, so.
He must have been like, you don't say.
You don't say, yeah. Isn't that funny?
I love that.
It's cool that it was still there.
I'm surprised that after 50 years, things didn't move more.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It might have just been buried under some dirt and stuff. I guess he's had cattle there the whole time. It's the same farm. But yeah, it's kind of cool, eh?
Wow. Oh, I'm glad he found it again.
Yeah. What does he do with it now? Just leave it there, I guess.
Puts it on display.
It makes a good story.
Oh, yeah. It definitely does.
And that concludes episode 27.
All done.
All done.
We forgot to mention earlier, actually, that last night we watched the movie Tag, which, if you don't know what we're talking about, go back a few episodes now. A while. It was a suggestion. It was a suggestion from a Nick about
one of our loyal listeners, a Nick.
Yes, about Cheerful Earful, and it's about people who have been playing tag for like 30 years or so.
Yeah, there's a group of dudes who have been playing tag for like 30 years, and they're all spread out across the US, and they're still flying over and tagging each other. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, and then they made a movie about it based on an article that was written about them, and then the whole world was like, "Ooh, very cool, good idea." And then we watched the movie.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
It was a pretty good movie, actually. It was pretty funny. I liked it a lot. Actually.
It was really lighthearted and like silly.
A little bit of stupid comedy, but actually not too much.
It was actually much less than I anticipated.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
We laughed a lot throughout it.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out.
Yeah. So thank you both to Nick and to Jen, because we've mentioned both things that they have sent us, which is great.
Thank you.
And if anybody else listening would like to send us some facts, some cheerful earfuls, or some quack question ideas, feel free to do so at
thosecrazyweirdospodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. And check out our website at
thosecrazyweirdos.ca.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
We would love to hear from you. And we will feature you if you message us.
Oh, yes.
Most likely.
If you want us to.
This is true. We'll keep you anonymous if you want to stay anonymous as well. Like, it's totally fine.
Until then, have yourselves a great time.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Later.